friends, it's Liv and welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you're new. If you are, hi, I'm Liv. It's so nice to meet you. Welcome to our family. Guys, it's December. It's December and 2019 is almost over. I cannot believe 2020 is literally like 3 weeks away. That's wild. So for today's video, I have my last TBR video of 2019, my December TBR. As you guys know, TBR videos are some of my favorites to film because I get to kind of just sit down, chat with you guys about what I'm looking forward to reading this month. Got some good stuff in here. For this month, I have 6 books for you guys, so without further ado, let's get into the video. Okay, so this first book I have actually been looking forward to reading for a really long time now, and it is Again But Better by Christine Riggio. I am sure you all know Christine, Pullin' Bananas Books, here on YouTube. If you don't, I'll link her channel down below. She's super cool, she's really sweet, and I'm so excited to finally get to read this. I went to Christine's book signing back in May, I want to say, which that's another vlog that I have, which I will also link down below. But it was so fun. I went with my friend Ashlyn and she signed our books, like personalized copies, which I thought was really nice. What a really great conversation. If you guys don't know, this book follows the story of Shane, and Shane is going into her final year of college, but she's really unsatisfied with her college experience so far, so she signs up to take a semester abroad in London. For my senior year of college, I took a semester abroad in New York, which is just a couple hours north of London. So Christine and I had a really great conversation because this book is actually based off of her study abroad experience in London, I believe. So that was really cool to talk to her about. And all in all, I'm so excited to read this. I know it'll give me the feels of like reliving my study abroad experience, which was definitely one of the best experiences of my life so far, if not will be one of the greatest experiences I will ever have in my life. So I'm really excited to kind of relive everything within this book. Next up is a book I actually mentioned last month, but I fully intend to finally get to it this month. It's another book by a booktuber, but it is Zenith by Sasha Alsberg and Lindsay Cummings. Again, we'll link everything down below. This book follows the story of Andromeda Rosella, who is known as the Bloody Baroness across the galaxy, but her and her group, they're space pirates, and I think that is the greatest thing I've ever heard. I am not a huge sci-fi reader. I usually lean more towards fantasy, but this just sounds so good and I'm so excited to finally read this. I've had it since it came out, as you can tell because it's the original cover. It has been sitting on my shelf just staring at me, and I promised myself I would get to it someday because it's always been really high up on a priority, but for some reason I just keep pushing it off and not getting to it, but I'm finally getting to it. Next up is my current read, which I gotta get through before the movie comes out, and it is P.S. I Still Love You by Jenny Han, which is the sequel to All the Boys I've Loved Before. If you don't know, if you haven't seen the movie, read the first book, this series follows Lara Jean, who I love with all of my heart and soul. She's so sweet. And throughout her entire life, every time she had a crush on a boy and she thought she fell in love with them, she would write them a letter. So she wrote the letters, but she never actually sent them. Instead, she put them in a box, hid them away in her closet for years until one day the letters are sent out. And all of the chaos that follows, she finds that her path begins to cross multiple times with Peter Kavinsky. Where can I find myself a Peter Kavinsky? Asking for a friend who just so happens to be myself. I love everything about Peter K. I love Peter K and Lara Jean. They're so sweet, they're so fun. The series is kind of everything that I want in a contemporary, and I find myself relating to Lara Jean, so I'm like, yes, please put me in these scenarios with cute boys. This is definitely something I have looked forward to continuing for the longest time because I read the first book like a year ago, and the movie is coming out soon. So I really need to get through this before the movie comes out, but I'm so excited. Okay, the next book I'm actually reading on my Nook, so I will put a picture right up here, but it is Ninth House by Leigh Bardugo. I'm sure you've heard of this book if you have seen any other booktube video in the past few months. Everyone's been talking about it, but it is basically about our main character, Alex, and she is given a full ride to Yale because she can see ghosts. And within Yale, there's all these like different magical societies, and like it's very culty feeling, but she's kind of put under the guidance of this one senior, and he pretty much needs to like show her the ropes, tell her everything she needs to do so she can kind of take over his job once he leaves. And so much more happens. She gets caught in the middle of a murder mystery. The ghosts are wild. All this stuff happens. It's very dark, but so far it's very good. I am a little over halfway through with it and I'm really enjoying myself. I was so confused when I started the book, but now that I've gotten a little more into it, I'm really enjoying it. This is something I am hoping to get through fairly quickly. Definitely will finish it this month. It's been grand. It's been grand. Okay, so the next book we have here is Legend by Marie Lu, and I just noticed last night that I'm like, this is an ARC, but I found this in a resale shop in my middle of nowhere hometown like 4 years ago. So I'm finally getting a chance to read it. This is another dystopian, kind of along the lines of like Divergent, The Hunger Games, that kind of stuff, but it follows our two main characters, June and Day. Day is the nation's most wanted criminal, and he still has yet to be caught. I don't even think they know what he looks like, because he always just manages to evade them. And June is a military prodigy who's going through like this military academy to join the ranks when she graduates, and their paths cross when June's brother Matthias is murdered and Day becomes the prime suspect. Sounds wonderful. Like, she's trying to track him down to avenge her brother, and this is a book that I have been meaning to read for years now, but it's just kind of sat on my shelf because I didn't know much about it. But I've heard a lot of people thought it was really good, so I thought it was high time that I finally get to read this. And the last book we have here, I'm sure you've all heard of. This is a definite reread for me. I don't have the dust jacket with me, unfortunately. It's back in Illinois, but it is The Hunger Games by Suzanne Collins. I'm sure this is another book that you have all probably read or at least heard of. But if you don't know what The Hunger Games is, it follows the story of our main character, Katniss Everdeen, as she goes into this tournament called The Hunger Games, where 2 kids are chosen from each of the 12 districts in their society, and they have to go into an arena and fight each other to the death. And Katniss is going in as a volunteer when her sister is chosen. I have such a deep-rooted love for The Hunger Games. I really do. I love the movies. I've read all 3 books more than once. Katniss really is like that main, like, awesome, strong female protagonist, and I absolutely love her. Love Peeta and Gale. Also, there are so many people in this book that I love, like Finnick Odair, even though he's not technically in this book, he comes in and Catching Fire. There's so many things I could say about The Hunger Games, but just know this is something that I've been taking my time with this reread and really enjoying it, but I'm finally hoping to finish it this month. All right, and there you have it, guys. Those are the 6 books that I am planning on reading for the month of December. Great way to finish off 2019. It's been a great reading year. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a big thumbs up and comment down below what your favorite read of 2019 has been so far and what book you are most looking forward to reading this December. If you have not seen my last video, then I am doing the 12 days of Vlogmas and the 12 days leading up to Christmas. That will be starting this Saturday, December 14th. So if you're not subscribed already, be sure to click that button down below and hit that bell icon to be notified every time I post a new video. Because hey, 12 days of Vlogmas starts Saturday. That's 12 days with me. I'm very excited for what's to come during Vlogmas, so you don't want to miss out on that. As always, thanks so much for watching, and I hope to see you next time. Bye.